Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore podcast, the podcast that reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 548, and it is your review of The Menu. And of course, it is the nerd you're going to hear to host the show alongside my wonderful co host, Young Yoda.
Sup, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful pre-recorded episode of the Nerdcore.
Yup, would have been up earlier, but as you can tell, my voice is still a little messed up. And it's gonna sound like this for the rest of the show. So I'm sorry. But yeah, it was worse last night. I will let you know that for sure. Um, but of course, wonderful. I want to say this is probably going to be on a Wednesday for you all, so that way the patrons can get this a day early. But I hope everyone's doing well. I hope that this episode finds you well. Brad and I were just talking about Last of Us right now, so if you haven't caught up on that review, make sure you're listening to that review of The Last of Us episode 3. But before we get into the movie and any of that stuff, my friend, my bearded partner in crime, Brad, how are you?
Doing well. We just had a very lively and really good review of the third episode of Last of Us.
Yep,
So I think we were all in agreement that it is a special episode and it's a special show, and HBO has a hit on their hands. Another one.
yep. Like DJ Khaled said, right?
DJ Khaled basically running that company. Another one.
Yep.
I had
Um,
I had to lose Westworld in order to gain Last of Us, but I think that was an okay trade.
I mean, sadly, one of them is gonna have another season, and the other one literally just needed one more season to finish.
Yeah,
And
I mean, but at the end of the day, it's a business, unfortunately. And let's face it, me and you, and maybe a couple other million people, if that, were watching Westworld. So I don't know. I liked Westworld. What, but again, Westworld was not for the, I guess, the overly common viewer, because it does get into very like weird territory.
well, yeah, especially season two.
Season two is fucking like, it's like a puzzle box, and it's just like I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's all looking fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, Brad, not much to say here, but I mean, I went to work, and yeah, I.
Dude, there is this you could literally talk about the Royal Rumble right
Oh
now.
yeah, I went to the Rumble. I'm sorry. Yeah, I went to the
That's why he
Rumble. That
doesn't
was
have
a
a
lot of
fucking
fun.
voice.
Yeah, so I don't have a voice right now. What's it called? The champ was in person out there. Had to do some stuff, but it was a fun time. As you can tell by my voice, that it sounds like I had a fun time.
What
So,
was your favorite part of the Rumble?
the men's rumble was the best part for me. But the reactions from the crowd, especially to the end of the rumble with the with Sammy and
Hmm.
KO and Roman and the Usos, it was a great, definitely a great conclusion to the event. But yeah, I mean, but I think the best part was the kids in the back, man, who were just like on one, cursing everything, bro. They were just on one. They were having fun, bro.
What about that Ricochet Logan Paul spot?
That was pretty cool. I didn't get to see it. Like I
Oh,
couldn't
okay,
see it, you know.
not even on the
But
big jumbo fucking Tron thing.
bro, those monitors aren't as, when they're really far away from you, they're not as clear
Okay,
as you
I
want
mean
them.
I don't know. Just I haven't been to a fucking event in like
Yeah.
goddamn long time.
Now, if this was at AT&T Stadium on that big ass jumbotron they have, I would have been able to see it. But
Okay,
the Alamo Dome, they're not huge monitors. I think AT&T Stadium literally has the biggest monitor in any what's it called, stadium in the United States.
where's AT&T? Is that Dallas?
Arlington, yeah,
Arlington. Okay.
yeah, DFW area, yeah. But yeah, man, it was fun time, and it was really cool time, and I really enjoyed being there. But now it's time to get back into the swing of things, talk about some movies, and get through some of these films that we missed out on last year. Well, Brad missed out on last year that we
Yeah.
didn't get to talk about here. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just get it started here because I'm pretty sure Brad is itching, salivating at the mouth to talk about this movie.
Drool.
So if you haven't watched the menu and you care about spoilers, then you should get out of here. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay either way, how any of those preconceived notions go. This is your one and only spoiler warning. And it is in effect in a five, four, three, two, one. All right, Brad. I have a little bit to read, like literally just like two paragraphs. Um, The Menu is a 2022 American black comedy horror film directed by Mark Mylod, who has worked on television series such as Succession and Shameless.
Hmm,
He's yeah, written by
that
Seth.
makes sense, actually.
Yeah, it does actually. Written by Seth Reese and Will Tracy, based on an original story created by Tracy, and produced by Adam McKay, Betsy Koch, and Will Ferrell. It features an ensemble cast that includes Ralph Fiennes. I'm sorry, not Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes as a celebrity chef with Hung Chao playing his assistant, and Anya Taylor Joy, Nicholas Holt, Jeanette McTeer, Reed Bernie, Judith Light, and of course, the legendary John Leguizamo, playing diners who attend his exclusive restaurant. The Menu had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 10th, 2022, and was released in the United States on November 18th, 2022 by Searchlight Pictures. The film grossed over 78 million worldwide on a budget of 30 million and received positive reviews from critics. It's shot by Peter Deming, who has collaborated with directors such as David Lynch, Wes Craven, Sam Raimi, and Jay Roach. It's edited by Christopher Tellefson, and the music is done by Colin Steffson, who is a collaborator of indie rock acts such as Arcade Fire, Bon Iver, um, Bell Orchestra, and XI. I don't know any of those except for Arcade Fire and Bon Iver, but I only know like one Bon Iver song. Um, yeah, so it's at an hour and 46 minutes, and Brad, according to those box office numbers and budget, I would say that this was a success.
I would think so.
Maybe with the adjustment with the streaming numbers and the VOD numbers, it is a success because you would basically want to make triple, right? And would be pretty damn close to being triple right there.
Hmm.
Yeah. But Brad, this is a movie I've watched twice now, but I am itching to hear your initial thoughts here. So Brad, why don't you open up this review with your initial thoughts on The Menu?
My initial thoughts on this movie is I was impressed. I was overly impressed. The trailer was good. I saw the trailer before, and I almost did go see this on my birthday. But just from the opening scene, and the opening scene is kind of what it is. But once you get to that island and you're being walked around, and you're like, okay, something's not quite right here. Like you're just feeling a little uneasy in places. Oh, you can't go to the chef's cabin. Oh no, like you just there's an uneasiness to the film, and then when you get into an actual dining, then it really starts to like go. And I don't know, I really just enjoyed this film. My only gripe with it is I wish it was a little longer. I don't say that about a lot of movies. I really don't. Raul will tell you, like usually 1 hour and 45 minutes is about my you know the Cronenberg time is about as good as I get. But this I wouldn't mind a little longer just to have another tasting menu, or just see overall what else they could have done, could have thought of, because it's very inventive. It's very smart. The actors all did their roles. Anna Taylor Joy was good in this. I don't know if she put on a performance that I would say, yeah, totally, best actress, because compared to a lot of other movies, she did the role well. It's just I don't know if I would include her as best actress, and because there's a whole bunch of other nominees in my eyes who went a little above beyond what she did in this film, but she was good.
Yeah. So Brad, I've got to say that this was one of my favorite movies of last year. It wasn't like right there up on the top 10 list, but it was surely in the top 25. I was really pleasantly surprised by this movie. I didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. I mean, just down to like those very on the nose commentaries on like on the higher class, and also just like bits and what's it called, line readings like Hong Chao's tortillas line.
Or Hong Chau's no line of, "Hey, can we get bread?" And she's just like,
No,
"No." Which is great because as a wait staff, that's like unheard of. So it,
yeah,
it was kind of fun to see like the rich aristocratic just being told no.
no, yeah.
Like you're in our house. Like shut the fuck up.
Or just like also like the critic, just how up her own ass the critic was, and I was like
And
this is
she just kept getting
100%.
bigger and bigger bowls of like I forget what the fuck they said, but apparently it wasn't broken.
Yep.
The
um
chef was a little bitter on that, I would say.
yeah,
But there are haunting scenes in this movie too. Not only there's the funny, quirky scenes in this, which I liked, but there's the haunting scenes of like him dipping his, I guess the owner of the restaurant into the fucking ocean, and I don't think the dude had arms. I don't
no,
think he had arms,
he didn't.
and he's just gone, and you're like, holy god! And then he just looks in the camera. Um, Ralph Ralph Fiennes,
Ralphine, yeah, Ralphine
Ralph Fiennes. He
finds
looks.
it.
He just looks in the camera and goes, "I'm free," and I'm just like, "Holy crap!" What? And that's at the very beginning of this movie, and we're just going, "What is about to happen?"
Yeah,
And then you have the sous chef who comes in. Although I was expecting that because they put the tarp down and they put like flowers that look like lavender, I'm guessing, or something, and he just kills himself. And that was kind of expected. That was one of my, I guess, gripes you could say is like, oh, I was kind of expecting that when they put that tarp down, and then he gets in there and he's talking about he'll never be as good as me, he'll never be as great as me, and why is he so stressed? And then he just shoots himself. And I'm just like, dear Jesus. And then you get to the point where Margot asks the chef, like, how if I go to that side, am I going to live? And he's like, no one's living. No one's getting off this island.
yeah. And that's where I also kind of have my one minor gripe with this film. That's like not entirely like I don't like I'm not entirely sure what the script is trying to say at times. Like I know it's a commentary on the higher class and specifically criticism of like art itself, because it's not just talking about like food in a way, it's also talking about movies, music,
Well, and
literature.
and this is just he feels that they've bastardized his art form
Yeah.
to the point of they've profited off it and it's all just a money game. It's all blowing smoke up each other's ass. That there's no life in it anymore. There's no love in it.
No.
And that's basically what Margot basically asked for a hamburger because she saw back in the day he had the biggest smile on his face when he made his first employee of the month and at a fucking diner joint making burgers.
Yeah. What is she saying? Like now that's a meal.
No, that's a cheeseburger. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how she got out of there. Is I mean she basically she hit him right in the heart somehow in that deep because he was basically dead on the inside. You could
Yeah.
tell through years of like he just didn't give a fuck. Fuck, he was going to burn his own mother alive in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think the script is a little wonky at times. I really wish this movie was longer too. I think it needed a little like extra like 10 to 15 minutes to really develop some of the stuff. But that's purely just me wanting to see more of this, because
Yeah,
I felt like I
exactly.
was
Like I said, I would love to see like another course or something in there. But the way it just went, this film's just very smart, and it really talks to like the whole, or I guess it talks about the whole kind of class warfare that things kind of goes on in this, and it's just like you're living. You went to my restaurant 11 times and you don't remember one goddamn thing you ate.
Yeah,
You fucking bastard.
exactly. Well, and it's like, yeah, it's just this establishment of people who kind of go to these things for the status of it. They don't
For
even
their ego.
care. Yeah, they
He
don't
even said
care
it.
if they enjoy the food or not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I honestly like. Well, look, I've never been to anything more fancy than a couple of like mid-tier restaurants that you would think are fancy, but no. But like, I don't. I truly believe that like some of these people who go to these places don't actually give a shit about the food. Like, they don't
No,
even
no.
care if it tastes good. Like, they want to go to flaunt their expensive clothing cars in front of everybody who pretty much has the same thing.
They want to go because they can get in.
Yeah, because they
That's
can
the
get
whole
in.
thing, and it's and some of the best places I've eaten is just street food. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
good fucking food,
Yep.
like that. Someone like knows their recipe and loves that recipe and cook the shit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like it's a really, really good commentary on that, and good commentary, especially on criticism. Like, I couldn't stop laughing when John Leguizamo gets up and he's just like, like, come on, like, just save us. And like, wait, goes, he goes, why am I here? Like, I'm not, I barely even make a lot of money. Like, I'm not like, and he goes, oh, because I saw one of your movies and I absolutely fucking hated it.
It's not just that; it was on the one day off he got for like ever, and he went to this movie and it was the worst piece of shit he ever saw. That's why he's sitting there, and John Leguizamo couldn't say anything. He's like, "Yeah, you're fucking right." Which is the funny part is by the end of this movie, everyone who is being toasted alive as a giant s'more basically feels they deserve it.
Yep. Especially like the tech bros there who were
Yeah.
like obviously like fronting for a company that is doing some embezzlements and like a lot of like really under the table illegal shit.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, and I just find it funny. It was that one dude's birthday and bring him out a cake too. It's just like, oh god damn, happy
yep.
birthday, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
But yeah, there are some unsung like heroes like Hong Chow. Like
yeah.
I kind of do want to put her in just for best supporting actress,
Well,
just
your
for
nominees
those
are
two
done, bro.
lines. Yeah, I know the nominees are dumb, but if I had to give a special mention, she would probably be in there because she's
Yeah,
fucking those perfect
yeah.
comedic like lines.
Between the menu and the whale, honestly, Hong Chao has had an incredible year. Her role in the whale is just touching and heartbreaking, and she's just incredible in that movie. Um, But I do have to say, Brad, Nicholas Holt in this film,
What a fucking bastard! God, what an asshole!
some astronomic levels of meat writing in this movie from
And
Nicholas Holt.
no, not just that. This dude was literally told, "You're going to die. Like
And it's, yeah,
you're going to die if you come to this." And he's like, "Yeah, I totally want to go." And then he Margot's a prostitute. Like, let's get
yes.
that out of the way. Margot's
We're,
a
we're,
prostitute.
we're in spoiler
Hired.
territory, Brad.
Yeah, so Margot's a prostitute. So he goes like he breaks up with his girlfriend, so he brings Margot, who has no fucking clue. She doesn't understand any of this shit. This is not her lifestyle.
But
She might be used to it from clients here and there, but I mean, the chef could totally tell. Like this,
she's
like
out
why
of
are you
place.
here? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean, once again, that's a reminder of like the way that the lower class is treated by the higher class, and it's kind of like, oh, you're not, you don't know what this is. Like, it's okay, you can die because like what's it called? You're easily replaceable because there's
What?
like
No,
thousands
no.
of you guys who do this sex work, and it's like no one's gonna really bat an eye if Margot dies.
Well, I think in his mind he was thinking, "Oh, you're gonna die, but you're gonna have this great experience before you do it
Yeah,
because of me." And like just the way he treats her, you can be like, "Well, I can see why your ex broke up with you because you're a total fucking douche."
you're a
Where he
douchebag.
tells her to shut up and like I'm paying you to be here, and it's just like, God, fuck this dude.
Yeah, dude, that guy was obsessed.
The only one I really felt bad for was John Leguizamo.
Well, he was also kind of being a dick.
He was. I mean, especially with his assistant. I guess that's his.
Yes, his assistant.
Yeah, and it sounded like he was sleeping with his assistant. I was getting that vibe, right? He was
Yes,
because she
yes,
had like the key to his apartment and shit. So I'm just like,
yeah,
yeah, that's probably not the
yeah.
best
But
relationship going on.
yeah, like part of me kind of feels bad for him, but also like, yeah, he is kind of a fucking asshole.
Yeah,
And I,
just the
I,
fact the chef didn't like his movie. That's why he's the only reason he's there. Is just like,
God
fuck.
damn it, Brad. Do you think like part of me wants to believe, but it probably isn't true? And I was like, man, I feel like they were talking about the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
That here's the thing though. That is a piece of shit movie. But like any piece of shit movie, it does have a cult following.
It does, but damn, is this
It
bad?
does. It does. Very much so. So I, d- I guess it's dependent on who you ask if it's bad or not. To me, yeah, it's pretty fucking bad because it's just fucking weird. Like, why is the Goomba like 8 feet tall and like slimy? I don't fucking know.
Man, bro. But
The '80s were different, or
yeah, these were
'90s,
different,
early
y'all.
'90s.
I can't yeah. '80s was a different time, y'all.
True.
So I gotta say, like, I really did like this movie. I love the cinematography and the score work here as well. The atmosphere that's kind of built with the score is like really good too. And I was locked in for this movie. The only thing like I had a really big problem with was honestly just the script being a little wonky at times. Kind of feels like really disoriented when you're watching this film.
Hmm.
You're not exactly sure what's trying to be said here because that ending is a little confusing. But once you really start to think about it, things start to line up. But
I honestly think the chef was just fucking done.
he
He
didn't
was
want to deal with
done
it
with it
anymore.
all. And but the fact his kitchen staff went along with it, that's what surprised me is just like they're all fucking done apparently. Like
Yeah.
kitchen staff like all over the world is probably all fucking done after that pandemic. Like all retail workers, all anyone's. That's kind of a commentary for all this is, if you work retail and like during this time, you're probably fucking done. You're like done with people because during this time, people have been the biggest assholes on planet Earth.
Yep. All right, Brad. What is your final verdict on the menu?
I mean, I really like this movie. So I really enjoyed it. It's not perfect. Like I said, I wish it could be a little bit longer. And like you said, there's parts of it where the script's a little questionable at times, but it's a fucking entertaining thrill ride for, a movie called The Menu. Um, so 9.3. I think that's a good number.
All right. Do you feel like you definitely should have watched this in the theater? Like you kind
Yeah.
of beating
Yeah, I
yourself up
kind of I
now?
kind of missed out, yeah.
Yeah. I would tell you that the theater experience was fun for
Yeah.
this. It was just great watching it with Rachel, Luis, and my brother, and we were all just like collectively just laughing our asses off.
Yeah,
Um,
there are parts of this movie where like tortillas. Those are
tortilla.
tortillas.
Those are
And then when she said
tortillas.
that out, because they were like, "What is it?" I'm just fucking dying at
The
that moment. I'm just like,
tortillas
"Great."
deliciosas. I love somebody really did like she really read that shit like it was text to speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and give the menu an 8.75 out of 10. I think it's a really good film, and I think it's one of the best of last year. And it is nominated for a couple of awards here for South Texas Film Critics Association and the Golden Nerdies, if I'm correct. But um, yeah, we will find out if it is going to win. If I can see here right now, it is nominated for best screenplay. No, it is not. No,
Oh,
it's not. Fuck,
damn.
I'm damn bro. But it is nominated for best film. It is nominated for best film.
Yeah, which I think it should be up in there,
Oh,
especially for this year.
100%. It 100% deserves it.
I mean, I don't know if it'll win, but it should be a nominee
Yeah,
easily.
yeah. So yeah, man. I hope you all enjoyed that. That concludes our review of the menu, and of course, we want to thank everybody who joined us today for this review, whether you're listening to this on a podcast platform or on YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube, though, please make sure that you leave a like on the video and you subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell and don't forget to tune into us because you're not going to forget because when you click that notification bell, you get notified whenever things go live or things get uploaded. If you're listening on a podcast platform where they allow 5-star reviews, drop it. Please do it. Of course, keep up to date with all the things that we're doing by following us on Twitter at the Nerdcore underscore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, our Patreon at patreon.com/nerdcore. To get early access to this episode, all you need to do is pay $1. And you get early access to episodes just like this one, a day early before they go up to the people. And in our description, we do have a active link for our Discord server, so join the conversation. Of course, we want to thank our wonderful Patreon supporters because they do make it possible. We have a legacy producer that we need to thank who also reopened his website. So, Brad,
Ooh.
tell them about the owner of PrisonCityVintage.com.
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at ThriftedIL, or go buy something from the Suppy God at Prison City Vintage in Illinois. Or now that the website's open, I'm guessing it's thriftedil.com.
No,
No,
PrisonCityVintage.com.
PrisonCityVintage.com. It used to be thriftedil. All right, I'm about to go over.
Yep.
About to go for support the homie.
Yep. PrisonCityVintage.com, baby. Yep. In Oak Hill, Illinois. So shop on the website or online. Either way, you're supporting some good people. But also, Brad, let's tell them about our wonderful producer, Kylie.
Hi, Kylie.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Oak Hill, Crest Hill, Illinois. 1922 Plainfield Road, Crest Hill, Illinois. Go and find them. Go and find that store, y'all. You can follow Kylie at Kylie PLI on Twitter, Kylie P Sports 90 on Instagram. We are going to be doing our commentary of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Tuesday. And if you're listening to this in the public, then it's already been up. So go and check it out. Either way, how any of that goes, Brad, it is time to get out of here. We want to thank you all so much, but we will be back on Thursday, live and indirect on your computer screens to talk about the Banshees of Inisherin. Brad, let's go ahead and get them out of here.
All right, Roll. Theme and host as always. Thank to all those who join us in chat into the future. Again, this is a pre-recorded episode, so thank you guys for listening. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this, I'm just gonna say, John Leguizamo, he was great in this, but also go watch Empire, one of my favorites from him. Young Yoda out. Eat your food.
Don't eat it.